Hello everyone, my video report examines greenhouse gas emissions from hospital patient meal food waste. I focus on consumption and waste management while also tracing the emission created earlier in food production, delivery and preparation. For scope 1, 2 and 3 classification, I treat the hospital as the reporting organization. This topic is significant to me because I work as a physiotherapist and see the issue directly on the ward. Meal trays sometimes return with a large amount of food. Patients may be unwell, tired, or nauseous, may require feeding assistance, or may simply find a meal bland or unappealing. A Malaysian study of patients receiving texture-modified diets found average plate waste of 47.5%, and appearance and variety were predictors of waste. That result is specific to the study, but it supports my observation that sensory appeals matters. For rehabilitation, uneaten meals can also alert the team to poor intake that may affect strength and participation. The hospital meal system has 5 connected stages. Food is produced and processed, delivered through a supply chain, stored and cooked in the hospital, distributed to the ward, and then either eaten or discarded. The waste is collected and treated. This boundary matters because scopes are based on ownership and control. I assume the hospital operates the kitchen while food suppliers, deliver companies, and waste contractors are external. If catering were fully outsourced, some kitchen emissions will move from the hospital scope 1 or 2 into scope 3. The main gases are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and hydrofluorocarbon refrigerants. Carbon dioxide comes from fossil fuels and electricity used in the production, transport, cooking, and treatment. Methane is linked to livestock, rice production, and anaerobic decomposition. Nitrous oxide is mainly associated with fertilized soil and manure. Refrigerant gases may leak from cold rooms, refrigerators, and freezer. Food waste at the bedside does not create all of these gases at the moment. Instead, it makes the emissions accumulate across the chain unproductive. For the hospital, most food-related sources sit in Scope 3. For Scope 1, includes direct emissions from source, the kitchens the hospital owns or controls, such as gas used in the kitchen, hospital-owned vehicle, refrigerant leakage, and any on-site treatment. Scope 2 is the generation of purchased electricity used by cold rooms, ovens, dishwashers, ventilation, and meals trolley. Scope 3 includes the wider value chain: agriculture, processing, packaging, contracted catering, delivery, and outsourced waste collection and treatment. Without hospital activity data, I cannot quantify which scope is largest, but food procurement and disposal commonly make Scope 3 highly important. The same source can change scope if ownership changes. A return tray contains more than visible food. It also carries the embedded emissions from farming, processing, refrigeration, delivery, cooking, and cleaning. A 2025 study across 9 Italian hospitals shows that both waste levels and meal carbon footprint varied by menu and meal period. The practical lesson is that the meal is not automatically sustainable because its ingredients look low carbon. It must also be acceptable and actually eaten. Patient satisfaction, clinical nutrition, and carbon planning, therefore, need to be considered together. The final greenhouse gas profile depends on where the waste goes. Collection vehicles emit carbon dioxide. Landfill food can create methane under anaerobic conditions. Incineration releases carbon dioxide and may recover energy. Anaerobic digestion or composting can recover energy or nutrients, but methane and nitrous oxide may still occur if the process is not well controlled. If external contractors operate these activities, they remain Scope 3 for the hospitals. The exact treatment route should therefore be verified rather than assumed. Prevention remains the preferred action because it avoids the upstream footprint as well as disposal emission. The pathway to carbon neutrality should follow the food waste hierarchy. First, prevent avoidable waste through patient choice, suitable portions, accurate forecasting, and ordering closer to mealtime. Second, support intake by improving taste, appearance, and temperature, providing feeding assistance where required, and protecting the therapeutic diet and swallowing safety. Third, measure production waste. Untouched meals and plate waste separately so the hospital can identify patterns. Finally, reduce the remaining footprint through efficient equipment, refrigerants maintenance, lower carbon procurement, and appropriate recovery for unavoidable waste. Prevention comes first because it avoids emission across the whole chain. In conclusion, hospital food waste connects patient care with climate responsibility. Scope 3 covers much of the food supply chain and outsourced disposal, while Scopes 1 and 2 include direct kitchen operations and purchase electricity. The strongest first action is prevention without compromising nutrition, food safety, or clinical diets. Better meals can support patients and reduce carbon at the same time. The references used in this report are listed here in APA format. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.